Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Rewind that. It's your girl Miss K. If this is your first time coming across my channel, welcome. Please be sure to subscribe if you like the vibe. Hit that notification bell so you know when I upload more videos like this one. Tonight we are going to be continuing on with our Tuesday night rewatch. That is of Breaking Bad season 2, episode number 4, called Down. Oh my gosh. And I can definitely say that the person who was down and out in this episode was none other than Jesse Pinkman. Let me get my partner in crime genre up in here tonight. Are you ready? Moochie the Hammer is in the building.
More glasses.
I don't know,
Oh, I'll
girl.
let you do it Hold on, let me get the glasses.
Okay. All right. So, guys, as Moochie is getting her glasses, we are going to start, okay? So, guys, the episode starts off with. Listen, this is a familiar scene that we've seen, okay? So, starts off with the pink bear, guys, floating in a pool, just like we saw in a previous episode. Not the previous episode before this, but a previous episode, okay? This time the bear is scooped out of the pool and placed into a bag for evidence, all right? We also see other items bagged as evidence lined up on the ground, okay, alongside the pool. And one of the bags had a pair of glasses in it. For me, I'm wondering, are those glasses Walt's glasses? Remember, I've seen this probably over 10 years ago, so there are a lot of small details that I do not remember. Okay, so anyway, next we have. So listen, the way we keep seeing this little bear, how are you feeling at this point? Because we keep seeing this bear.
Yeah, I'm like, what's the significance to it?
Mm-hmm.
But the glasses, I don't know if they walk. They might be though, because you know how he wears his glasses, and it looks like the frame.
Mm-hmm. And so do you think that the color of you know the color of the picture, which is in black and white, and the bear is in color, okay, but everything else is in black and white, what do you think that signifies? Like, what do you think?
I don't know. Is it blood? I don't know.
Like, do you think it's maybe calling for something futuristic? Or, I mean, clearly it's something that happened already, but it's just that we don't know what happened. So I think
It.
that's why it's in black and white, but it's like we just don't know what happened yet.
Mm-hmm.
They keep on showing it to us though.
But that's okay. Never mind.
What
I
was you
was.
gonna say?
I might be. I think I went ahead, so that's why I'm not gonna say it.
Why you went ahead to like another
No,
episode?
no. I'm
Oh, so
talking
then
about like,
go ahead.
is it when uh, I forgot his name. His brother-in-law was looking at the evidence, and then he started looking at the video again.
Oh, I don't know, but it's all of this stuff. It looks like it's all by the poolside though. So it looks like something happened at the pool, and they're
You,
just picking up all this stuff.
mm.
But so, do you feel like we're gonna get an answer to this? How, like, have you been feeling like what the heck is all of this about?
Nah, I still want to know what this is all about.
Okay. What's up, Rashonda? All right, so let's move on to this. Okay, so Walt meets with Jesse in a convenience store and he tells him that things got to be on hold for a little while because he can't leave the house for 20 minutes without Skylar worrying. Okay, so no cooking until things settle down. But Jesse, he's like, what about me? Okay, I'm broke because your freaking stupid brother-in-law took all my money, remember? So Walt slides him an envelope with $600 in it. Now, for me, Moochie, I thought that that was nice of Walt, but Jesse was like, what happened to the rest? You know, half of your money is mine. We're 50-50 partners. So what did you think about that, Moochie? This
What you mean
50-50
50-50?
partners.
You got paid already, and you lost your money.
Right.
I'm glad he said about him being irresponsible.
Yes.
He was
And
like, "You lost your money. That have nothing to do with me."
mm-hmm. Nothing to do with me. Like he's like, what? I don't understand that. But anyway, he didn't say that yet, but he is gonna say it, soon. He still gives him $600, which I do like. It was nice of him because he didn't have to give him anything. Walt has a lot of money saved up, and we know why he's saving it up, okay? And so he gives him $600 out of that money. He's got it calculated to a T, the type of money that he needs. All right, so he gives this irresponsible kid $600, which shows us. Remember in the last episode when Walt was in the hospital, Jesse was saying, "Hey, he took all my money. I'm broke. Da da da. I gotta pay bills. I gotta this and that." Walt was kind of ignoring what he was saying. It seemed like he was ignoring him, but the fact that he showed up to the convenience store with money shows that he really wasn't ignoring him.
Nah, I know he wasn't ignoring him but this is like, isn't this? Oh, this next time this is the second time he has to give him money though.
Yeah, it's a shame. I can't wait till we talk a little more about it later because
this was a good episode.
Yeah. All right, so Moochie, Skylar has PTSD. Do you agree? Because if Walt's not in the bed, she's panicking. Like, what? He's like, I'm in the kitchen. And then look at her face though as she's laying down.
Yeah.
I feel bad for her.
She's going through an ordeal because the way he just up and left, and then they found him where they found him.
Yeah.
So she didn't know who he was all of that time. So of course she like, I'm bringing this child into the world, and he might not even have a father.
Right.
Bad enough he's sick.
Yeah. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen with this dude. Like, he disappearing acts got that second cell phone thing that's haunting her. Okay, so now my question was, why did Skylar and Walt seem like something was wrong with Walt cooking breakfast? Like, they both seemed like it was a weird thing, right? Did you peep that?
Yeah.
I know it's probably nothing, but it was just like, And I think we later find out that she saw that it was him, that he's basically trying to do too much. Compensate for, probably his disappearing acts and all of that. And as far as she may think, it may be because she feel like he's trying to butter her up so he can continue that daggone behavior. You know?
That's why she just rolled over. She ain't want to be bothered at all.
Yeah. So I have a little scratch in my head moment. Normally I don't put these in here, but whatever. It was just a funny moment. So, Walt is cooking breakfast. He's got all these pancakes and everything. Got, all on the plates and little croissant looking things and all. He got some good stuff going on here, okay? So for me, the scratch in my head moment was like, as soon as Walt Jr. sat down, his ride beeps the horn and he's outside. And I'm like, you didn't even have any breakfast. And he's talking about some thanks for breakfast. I'm like, what?
All that food and then you gonna leave all this food after I cooked it?
Yes, he didn't even take anything. Oh my gosh. But to his defense, he needs both of his hands. But I'm just saying, he didn't take nothing. Anyway, so next we have this right here where he's telling Skylar about a fiction writers seminar going on that he could take her to, or like not just take her but accompany her, right? And it seems to make her happy. But then Walt messed it up by telling her that, what she thought was a second cell phone was his regular phone, his only phone, quote unquote. It was his phone alarm ringing to say, to remind him to take his medication. And he's going on and on and on and on and on and talking about how, we can stop by after we go to the seminar. We can stop by to go get a new cell phone, blah, blah, blah. This chick was out. She just left him there.
Walked out, all of that.
Yes. She left him there to just, like, because it was cool until he opened his mouth and said that. How did you feel about that?
She's done with the BS. Like, I know you lying.
Yeah.
Don't you just tell me what's going on.
Yeah.
And she knows he's not telling the truth.
So she's out. She has nothing to say. I mean, I totally, totally get it. I mean, listen, you know when somebody is just not being honest, and it's a very disturbing, unsettling feeling to have when you know somebody's lying to you and you just don't know what they're lying about, but you know they lying.
Yup. That's where she is with it. Where she just like, forget it. I don't even want to be around you.
Right.
I know you lying.
Mm-hmm. So she bounces, right? And she comes back like it's nothing, like nothing happened. Like, hey, hey. And he said, hey, I did something to the garage. Like, I cleaned the garage door. He just fixed the garage door or something. Like, she was like, great. And he's like, where did you go? She was like, out, like she basically playing this game with him as well now. Like, okay, you want to do that? Fine. You don't want to tell me where you been? I'm going out too. And you just gonna not know where I'm been. So that's just that. All right. So, oh my gosh, I hear so much noise right now. Okay. So, so I have next, guys, Jesse. His parents have him meet with them and a lawyer so that they could tell him that he has to vacate the property, which we thought the aunt, all this time we're thinking the aunt left this to him. Man, the parents own this daggone property. Jesse is just somebody that is there,
like a squad.
Yeah, well, he's there as a resident, but they're the owners, right? So he's like, and the father, he's like, well, we agreed that, if we sell the house, we can, split the money 50-50, this and that. What happened to all of that? And he was like, well, you're a, what did he call him? A speed handler, a speed manufacturer. And he tried to lie and be like, no, that's not what I'm doing. Because the mother said the DEA came to my house and everything. And he was like, "Oh, that's because I'm working with them. I can't tell you that because I'm trying to protect you. Okay, you're welcome." So she knew he's lying because she done found the stuff in the basement. She saw the whole lab work and everything in the basement. Obviously, she saw it in there before he was able to get it out. And that must have been around the time that he was with Tuco. Mm-hmm. Because remember, he was missing.
He was missing.
Yep. So now he has to vacate the house in 72 hours. Oh, so my God.
He lost his house.
Mm-hmm. And his car is gone too. We'll talk about that soon. Yeah, and his money. Oh my God. He is down bad. They should have called this episode. Okay, so next, guys, Jesse was not answering his phone. So the mom comes in and she's like trying to wake him up, like, Jesse, you don't answer your phone? And he's like, oh, how'd you get in? He's like, oh, I forgot you had the extra key and all of this. So he's telling her that this whole situation was a good wake-up call for him. He understands why his dad was tweaking out like that and all that. But Mrs. Pinkman was like, it's not just your father doing this, okay? So Jesse was like, I know. I've been thinking about going to business school. You can do it online now from your computer. But his mom was like, listen, the time for talking is over, okay? So Jesse sees the movers like taking his stuff and he's like, what the heck, Mom, right? And then she she tells him that they're taking his things to storage and when he grows up he can have it back. So Jesse starts so Jesse starts going on, about his Aunt Jenny. You grow up, Mom. Aunt Jenny wanted me here, and he's telling his mom that he earned his keep, right? He earned his keep at the house, because he made her lunch every day, took her to her appointments, and Mrs. Pinkman was like, you did not make her lunch every day. Now, we're going to talk about that in a minute, but let me just finish. So, Jesse was like, well, what did you do, huh? And now you're going to make your oldest son homeless? Great family, Mom. So, of course, she smacks fire out of his behind. Okay, smacking fire out of him for that. Why are you like this? That's what she's saying. Okay, and then she tells him to leave his 2 sets of keys on the kitchen counter. And he's like, where the heck am I supposed to go? And she's like, I don't know, sweetheart. You know, after smacking fire at him, he's being sweet. I don't know, sweetheart, but just please do me a favor and get your life together. And he's like, oh, this is a great start, B, or something like that. He said, I was like, dang, he don't call his mother a B. But Moochie, go ahead and speak on it, the whole
Yeah, I was laughing at most of this, but they do have a point. It's like they light a fire under him for him to get his act together. Yeah. He doesn't have his act together.
That's true. What do you feel about him saying, you know, I was there and I took her to all her meetings, talking about the aunt that died of cancer, and I brought her, you know, I made her lunch every day, and she said you did not make her lunch every day. How did you feel anything behind that, or you just thought that was just regular conversation?
I thought, well, if he was living there, he either bought her lunch or made her lunch, but I don't know, maybe he wasn't taking good care of. Because we didn't see all of that.
Right, we didn't. But from the stuff that's been said, from the dialogue, from even in season 1, when he knew, remember how he saw the red things on Walt's chest? He was around her.
Yeah, and so everything about the cancer. That's right.
Yep, and then we saw the picture of him and her. And he was kind of looked like he was looking at it and stuff. And so for me, I felt like for her to come in and say, you didn't make her lunch every day. It's like, what do you talk? How do you know?
Wasn't there?
Yeah. And he said that. What do you like? You weren't here. What did you do? Instead of really trying to like justify and argue with her and say, yes, I did. He was like, where were you at? You know what I'm saying? So it's almost kind of like, it's like she's trying to downplay his you know, his position or his part that he played in the last days of his aunt. So
yeah. But I feel like once he put the stuff in the house and she saw no coming back from there.
No, yeah, no. I'm definitely not saying that the parents are not right, because the father said, no, yeah, no, the parents are like, look, you do what you want. We want you to get your life together, but you're not taking us down with you. Like, especially if they own that house. Could you imagine? They probably, like, the feds and DEA, whoever, if they find all that stuff in their house, they're probably going to go down for it too, just because they own the daggone thing. Which is sad. I don't know. Do you think they would get in trouble for that?
For what?
For having the stuff for him having the stuff in there. Yeah, after being owners.
Because if they owners of it, I would want to disassociate myself with that too.
Yeah. So
the DEA came to her house.
Yeah.
You got the feds coming to my house. You got this cook stuff in this basement of my sister's house.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Nah, you gotta go.
Yeah, you gotta go.
You need to find your way.
Oh, he really did have to find his way. Oh my gosh. Where am I supposed to go with these? B? I'm like, wow.
He's getting one bad thing after the next this episode.
He really was.
It was like, it wasn't the hits, just keep on
They kept on coming. That's why I had to put him on the thumbnail, because I'm like, this episode is definitely dedicated to this guy. So what do you think about, I just want to gloss over it real quick. Walt Jr. now wants to be called Flynn. So, I don't know what to think about that, but I never knew what to think about it, to be honest.
I guess because he's hanging out with the brother-in-law so much, with his uncle, and he's spending less time with Walt. He seemed like he really don't admire Walt either. Last time we seen him really admire him was that day when they was shopping in the store and that whole incident went down with them kids.
Yeah.
That was teasing him. But that's like the last time we really seen him get, like, I mean, he talks to his son. But we haven't seen them really. He seems like he's bonding more with, I forgot his name.
With Hank?
With Hank, yeah.
Yeah, whenever Hank has time, like, I don't think that he has that, I'm sorry. I don't think Hank has that much time for him. I was kind of glad that we didn't see Hank in this episode for some reason. I just didn't feel. I don't know. I think maybe because I'm a little tired. I feel like when Hank comes on the scene, I have to really zone in and like take in depth type of notes, and I just was not in the mood for that. Like, so for me, Hank not being on this on the scene on the screen was totally fine.
I mean, he had a couple of minutes though.
When? No, he didn't. Not
With
in
the
this
cake
episode.
and stuff.
Huh?
With the cake.
No, that wasn't this episode. That was last episode.
Oh, that
This
was the end of
episode,
it. Oh,
yeah, this episode he wasn't in it at all. And Marie, yes, woo. Get Marie annoying behind out of here. Skylar don't need that right now. She will. That's probably why she don't even call her when she's stressed out, because she would just make her feel worse. She don't know how to make her feel good at all.
No.
Okay.
She got everything negative with her.
So Skylar is going out again, honey. Okay, like she over here talking about some. Yeah, I'm going. I don't know, but I'm going out because Walt is at. Oh, my computer trying to act crazy. Walt is basically. He was asking her some kind of questions or something, but she's like, I'm going out, Walt. Oh, asking about the Flynn situation. Like, did you know that his name is Flynn? Did you know about this? She's like, yeah, don't take it personal or nothing like that. And then he was trying to ask her, like, do you think he told his friend Lewis about the disappearing act? And she was like, well, Walter Jr. took that very hard, so of course he told his friend. So, what do you think about her over here trying to get all cute, fluffing up her hair, putting on some lipstick? She acting like she's seeing somebody. That's what she's doing to me.
Mm-hmm.
She's playing a serious.
Like, look, like you think you can't find somebody, because she thinking that he's messing around. So she's like, all right, I can find somebody too. I don't care how pregnant I am.
Right. Exactly.
Oh.
And then when he asked her where she's gonna go, she was like, I'm going out and I'll be back in a few hours. Like,
like,
I'm telling you, listen, the game that she's playing is tiring. Like, I've been there, done that. It's tiring just to go somewhere sitting up in the car, trying to act like you doing something. It's tiring. You just sitting in the car for a long time. I need to go home. I can't do it. But I never did it to play games like she's doing. I just did it because I was pissed and I wanted to get out the house. And it was like, wherever you think I am, you think I am, or well, you know what I'm saying. But it's a tiring thing to do. So for her to just literally be going nowhere and be gone for mad long, but we gonna talk about it. What's up, Mike Conley?
Hey, Mike.
Okay, so now, meanwhile, Jesse was calling. Look at this guy. Jesse was calling the White's house, and he tells Walt that he has a situation and he needs his money. Remember? His money, girl. His money, honey. Walt reminds him of the no contact rule and that he wasn't playing about that. He hangs up on Jesse repeatedly and Jesse keeps calling back, right? Walt eventually rips his own phone cord out of the wall. Before getting off the phone with Jesse, he accused Jesse of smoking up the $600 that he gave him. Of course, Jesse denies it, but the bottom line is that Walt tells Jesse that he will reach out to him when he is ready. So once again, this guy is calling him like a crackhead, pretty much talking about where is my money. I mean, I feel like if he wasn't on drugs, I understand that he's desperate. He needs to go somewhere. He needs to find somewhere to go and everything. But I kind of think that because he's also an addict, this makes him have that type of audacity or that nerve to think he can call Walt for his money. Like, it's like, really? Like, you talk about. Did you want to say anything about this particular?
Well, I know it's because he thinks he could get in touch with the brother-in-law to get it, but I think that money is good as gone.
Oh yeah, he better know it. He know he ain't getting that money back. He trying to get Walt's money, which is Like I said, we're gonna talk about it a little more later, but because
But
it's
he was
towards the
just like,
end.
"Did you get rid of the van and the stuff out of the basement and all of that?" And
Yeah,
he
he
have out.
asked him that. Did you watch both of the episodes tonight? Because he asked him that in the last episode when he was in the hospital.
Oh, I thought it was here because
Yeah.
I know he was saying he had to get the van.
Yeah, he asked him. Remember, he was like in the hospital in the last episode. He was like, "Did you get rid of everything? Did you know what I mean?" And that's when Jesse was like, "Thanks for asking about me. You know, I don't have money. Blah blah blah." And that's when I was saying how it seemed like Walt didn't care, wasn't listening. But for him in this episode to show up with the $600, it showed that he actually was listening. He was just trying to clear some things up first. Like, before we go into all of that, is my name okay? Did Hank mention me? He's
Mm-hmm.
like, keep me out of trouble, okay? Okay, so next we have Jesse, who tries to stay at least 2 nights at his friend Paul's house, who is a family man, Moochie, okay? And his wife was not having
So when
it.
she seen him and when she walked into that house and seen him, she's like, "Can I talk to you in the bedroom
Yeah,
for a second?"
help me. She's like, can you help me in the bedroom? Because he's like, oh, he's going to crash for if you like, no, the heck you're not.
And he looked
So,
like
you
he
know,
would be leaving with the kitchen sink in the morning. Like, y'all come downstairs and the faucets.
oh my gosh. She was not having, he's like, you remember Jesse? No. And so first of all, I feel like this is a whole family man, and Jesse, I feel like would have been a bad influence. Like,
Of course.
you see he's over here trying to get his son, fail at getting his son to eat these daggone carrots. And he was and he's like, remember he's singing that song, fallacies, fallacies. I'm sorry. I was
Oh man.
I'm telling you, Muji, this show right here, I'm sorry, I'm over here crying. This show right here has had me laughing a lot of times, as serious as it can
Yo,
be.
this episode was crazy though. Because it was just like one bad thing after the next one.
I know.
I kind of felt bad for him.
I did. I felt really bad for him because he was crying and everything. Like, I
With
did. I
that,
felt
when
bad.
look,
I felt bad for him. We gonna talk about. I know what you was saying. We gonna talk about it.
yo, you ain't had no place to go.
Fallacies. Oh my gosh. What is happening? So he's trying. So first of all, did you hear the name of the band that they were talking about? We need to go and make a demo, man. We could get back together and do it. It was called Twat Hammer. It's called freaking Twat Hammer. I'm like, wow. So
Now I see why Walt used to say how he was when he was in school.
yes,
Like he was just like,
a straight knucklehead, man. Gosh. So Paul comes back out and he lies, and he says that his in-laws are coming this weekend. That was nice. I mean, hey, look, I'm glad that he didn't put it on his wife and be like, I'm sorry, my wife's not having it. You know, he just took it and said, look, you're gonna kill me, man. You know, I totally forgot that the in-laws are coming this weekend. You know what I mean? Because sometimes dudes will blame it on the wife and be like, listen, wifey ain't having it.
mm-hmm.
No, just say that you can't come. Like, what the heck? You can't stay, my guy. I'm sorry. I messed up. Even if he lied, I got the days mixed up. Oh well, don't try to put it on your wife. So I was appreciative of that. But you know, the crazy thing is the guy Paul, did you notice that he seemed like he was trying to live vicariously through Jesse? Like, so what's going on in the streets, man? I'm not gonna hate on the player or whatever he said.
No, he wanted to reminisce, yo.
Yes, he really did. I felt, and then he was like, man, Jesse out here living the dream. And Jesse's like, yeah. Looking at him, did you feel like, Jesse was kind of looking at him like, yeah, right. Like I would
Nah, you
probably,
live in a dream.
yeah, because
That's
it's
what I saw. Like he
mm-hmm.
looked like he was like, if I only would get my stuff together.
Yeah, yep. You here with a son? You got a family? You calm living. I'm over here, like you don't know what the heck I've been through.
Mm-hmm.
Almost died a few times. A few times. Had to get rid of.
I just was tied up a little while ago.
Yes, yes, yes. Had to get rid of a few bodies. Like this been rough, brother.
Exactly.
So yeah, living a dream my behind. So now we know that Jesse, he continues to try to find a, somewhere to stay. He doesn't have his car anymore, so he's been using a bike or a moped, right, to get around. But his bike gets stolen, guys. On top of that, he can't find a place to stay, right? He's calling whoever was on the phone.
Everybody.
They mentioned, yeah, they mentioned Badger, and he was like, I called Badger already. He didn't answer. And whoever this person is, he was like, how about one night? Nope, the person must have hung up or just said no. So then he goes to the lot where his RV is, and he climbs the barbed wire fence. But woo, only to have the freaking thing cave in on him, okay?
I was like,
I'm sorry, like,
you want to get off of it.
yeah, he climbed the barbed wire fence, I'm sorry, only to land on top of an outhouse that caves in on him, and he falls the freak through, okay? Oh my gosh. But nevertheless, yeah, and he was coughing and stuff, so nevertheless he makes it inside the RV, and he sleeps on the floor, and he was crying. He puts the mask on over his head.
Mask over because he know he was sick.
Yep. And the chemicals, whatever that was, plus he was smelling like dookie, so I'm like, oh man.
Dookie and pee pee.
Yeah, and whatever that chemical is. It's too bad he didn't have no extra clothes up in there. Sheesh,
I
man.
thought he was gonna have extra clothes, but I thought it was a shower in there too. But he hasn't used it like that, so I was like, oh, all right.
Yeah. So, dag, man. But
I thought he was gonna have a change of clothes in there though.
Yeah, he was not playing. He's like, I don't care if these freaking wires cut me. Nothing. I'm getting over this daggone thing, and that's just that. Okay, so let me hear what you have to say about this scene right here. So we have Skylar, who goes out again, and this time Walt decides, instead of waiting home for her, because you can clearly see that he's getting
he ain't make breakfast this morning.
Right, he ain't make no breakfast, so he's getting stressed out about her just leaving like that. So he's like, you know what, let's just go out. So he takes Walt Jr. out for some driving lessons. Now, Walt Jr. is using both feet to drive. Okay, this is what Walt finds out. And Walt is finding this very unacceptable. He wants his son to learn the right way, but he's been learning from his friend Lewis, who's allowing him to just use both feet, right? And Walt is telling Flynn to not set limits for himself. How did you feel about this scene right here, Moochie?
I thought this was good because for him to, like, if you driving a stick, then you using both of your feet.
Exactly.
But this is kind of dangerous. But some people do drive like that. I don't know how they do it. I can't.
It's very dangerous. You gotta have some super crazy coordination.
Yeah, you gotta have coordination to do a stick. I had a stick.
Yeah, that's the first car I drove. Was a stick. That was my first car. I had no choice. Like my dad had his work van, and the only vehicle that we can just get around in that wasn't a work vehicle was my mom's Suzuki Jeep, and it was a stick. And it was a stick, and that's how I had to learn. That's how I learned to drive, with a stick shift. So
yeah, I had a tracker.
Yeah. Oh, so I used to be whooping it like. Girl, shoot. People used to be like, that's a stick? Whipping it like
even
that.
You wouldn't even be able to tell.
Yeah.
You smooth with it.
Exactly.
If you smooth with it and let it rock back and forth and traffic, it was the ish.
Yes.
I know that's right.
Alrighty then. So now, but you know what I like about this scene before we move on? I like that because I was waiting for Flynn to kind of lose it on his dad a little bit in frustration. But he didn't. He was just like, he was like, all right, like, I'm trying to tell you it's easier. Like, you could see him getting a little, just a little bit flustered. But I thought he was going to go, like, I can't do it, Dad. But he didn't. And he was just like, I told you. Like, when he crashed into the thing, he was saying the brake is not, like, he's like, hit the brakes, hit the brakes. Walt is telling him, and he's like, it's not braking. Like, we did see him trying to hit the brakes. It wasn't breaking for whatever crazy reason. I don't know. Maybe Walt didn't have one of those pull-up brakes in the middle, the emergency brake in the middle.
Yeah.
He must didn't have that. And with a son like this, or just any teenager, they should have that. If you're gonna go some driving lessons, you need to have the thing in the middle. So, but whatever. So I don't know. I just thought that the son was gonna lose it, but he was just patient and just trying to prove this, that like I felt like he was taking at the same time. He might have felt a little bit of encouragement from Walt, because Walt is saying don't set limits for yourself. Right. It's not like Walt was trying to come down on him. He was just trying to say, no, don't accept that, And even remember back in that intervention in season 1, I think, he said that to him. He said, you be telling me this and you telling me that, and now you're going to just give up on life like a little punk or a bee or whatever he said, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he's used to his father, like, lifting him up. Mm-hmm. So I guess I had to be reminded of that, because I totally was expecting him to flip out. I don't know why.
I like the fact that he had so much patience while he was driving.
Yeah. Who, the son, right?
Both of them.
Walt. Walt was patient, but it also seemed like
close to them arms.
Yeah. Yeah, he was patient, but you could tell he was a little bit worried.
Yeah. You like, you sure you want to drive with 2 feet? And then you try not to stop so hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was. Yeah, that's what it was. I think it was that he was patient, but he had to keep telling him something about it. And the son's like, he's like, okay. He's like, all right, I'm not gonna say anything. You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. Because Lewis has been helping. Man, please. That's the problem. Sometimes these kids be taking our children out, and we don't know that they out there practicing driving, and they don't have a license or a permit. Mm-hmm. Be like, oh my gosh, no.
I was one of those kids.
Yeah.
And my father's like, oh, you ready for the road? Little did he know.
Right. You was out. Me too. I was one of those kids too. I was, child. Shoot. So I didn't mean to, because I didn't necessarily learn how to drive a stick. As a first car. That was my first car, but I learned how to drive in a regular car. But if I wanted to get around and move around, like, you know how you when you finally got a license and you need to go to the store and make a run, that's the only car you got, your parents' car that is a stick, you got to learn how to drive this. So that's what I basically meant by that.
Oh, I had to learn.
And then my mom.
My car was a stick.
My
second car was a stick, not the first one.
Yeah, that was my first, because she wound up giving it to me. So yeah, I was excited. But anyway, let's move on. So Moochie, Badger's cousin, his cousin Clovis finds Jesse sleeping in the RV. Okay. And he throws Jesse out because he doesn't have the money to pay him, even though Jesse offered to give him $2,000 in 2 days. So basically it's like interest on what he owes him, right? Clovis was clearly like, no deal, and he put him out, and then next thing you know, Clovis is on the phone trying to sell Jesse and Walt's lab stuff, the lab equipment. But thankfully, Jesse had a plan, and he hopped the fence again, but this time he drove off with the freaking RV, busting through the fence and all. So, was you happy when this happened?
Yeah, because he was trying to play him dirty.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean,
like, what is that smell when he came?
He had the shotty on him and everything, like, I will spread you wide open, or whatever he said. But the way he looked, I kind of thought he was gonna give him a chance. Like, you could see the desperation in Jesse's face, but he still put him out. Like, man, you ain't come back with the money. You said you were good for it. I guess he was like, I don't really know this kid, so I'm gonna sell this equipment. But I'm like, dang, I really thought you was gonna look into this brother's eyes and see that he is hurting. He is down, as the episode is called. Okay? But he ain't give a dag on, so oh well. Now let's move on. Okay, we're gonna talk about this right here. I think you kind of talked a little bit about it. Walt tries to have a talk with Skylar, but she doesn't want to hear it anymore. She don't want to hear no more bull crap. You know, she's like, okay, great. If you don't want to lose contact with me, Walt, you need to tell me what the heck is going on with you. But aside from saying that he's not having an affair, Walt doesn't admit to anything and he pretends that he has nothing going on, okay? So Skylar leaves again, like, okay, no problem. And Walt is saying to her, do you know? Like, he's like, Skylar, wait, trying to,
Yeah, he chased to the
you're
car.
trying to, right. And he's like, do you know what I've done for this family? I'm like, so go on and tell it in.
I know.
Go ahead and tell it in. Did you want to say anything about this part before we move on?
It's like she can't. She knows he's lying, and she sees right through the BS, especially when he says certain things. Because when he was like, you was all right until you started talking about getting a new phone. And then I don't know if that was here, but
No, it wasn't, but it's fine.
That's how it, like, whatever he does, once he gets to that affair stuff and talking about, she's like, she's tired of the BS.
Yeah. And he's like, just ask me. You think I'm having an affair, right? Just ask me. And she's like, okay, great. Well, you're not having any affair. Congratulations. I heard you, whatever. He's like, I'm trying to talk to you. And he's literally like, she's saying, you need to tell me what the heck is going on. And he's really like, I don't know what you want me to say. I don't know. What do you're clearly mad at me for something. Like, bro, you freaking know. You had to come up with this whole story about why you were missing for 2 days. Why are you pretending like you don't like that's my thing. It just irks me cuz like we know that he's not cheating, but like this is how it would be if a ninja was cheating. Like they'll be sitting here like, what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. What am I supposed to tell you? I don't know. and she has to live in turmoil. This baby is being affected by all her emotions and all the torture, all the freaking trauma, the PTSD.
And that stress is not helping either.
Yeah.
I'm surprised she ain't going in labor early because it seemed like she's been pregnant forever.
Yeah. She been pregnant for 2 seasons. Yo, I'm over here thinking that too today. Like, when the heck is she gonna have this baby?
Yeah, I was saying that. Like, I was like, damn, she's still pregnant.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't remember when she has the baby.
Especially, well, I don't want to skip ahead, but when she was when she left this time, and the lady was looking over at her.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Yeah, she out there. Even in this scene, she's sitting down. You can see her stomach is out there now. So, I'm like, So, what's up, Derry B?
Hey, Derry.
Okay, so next, I think we already talked about that. So I think we're getting to kind of to our final scene. So meanwhile, while this whole thing is going on, he's over there banging on the window talking about, do you know what I've done for this family? She's peeling off. And the crazy thing is, she don't say ever when we hear her, we don't see her come back again. But that big old RV is outside, okay? While all this is going on, Jesse is parked out.
She pulled off and he saw that van?
Yes.
Oh.
He is parked outside of Walt's house with the freaking big old RV, and like this really pissed Walt off, and he wants to know if something is really wrong with Jesse. Like, I really need to know. I'm really asking. Like, you know, are you stupid? So what if Skylar would have saw all this stuff? So even while Jesse is trying to apologize and saying, I'm just here for my half of the money and this and that, I'm in a bad situation, blah, blah, blah. Walt continues to beat him down verbally. And, you know, I just knew Jesse was going to snap. He snaps. He puts his hands on Walt. He starts choking him and all that. Moochie, how did you feel? Continue talk about this scene right here.
I was glad he called him out on everything because he got his foot halfway in and out the game. You can't be getting high. You messing up everything with this. Because every time you have a misstep, they lose money. And
Yeah.
he's having too many missteps, and Walt don't have that much time.
Mm-hmm.
And he couldn't take it anymore because he was tired of hearing the truth. Everybody's
Right.
telling him the same thing, so that's why he lost it on them.
Yeah. Good. Exactly. And I just wish that Walt had the strength to freaking fight back, but he was like, do it. Like, he was kind of choking him. Jesse
Mm-hmm.
was choking Walt, and Walt is like, do it, you know? And at some point, you know, Walt, in that situation, if he's going to be faced with death, he probably would really say that. Like, go ahead and do it. Like, I'm freaking tired. I'm over here trying to do this, do that. My wife is not happy with me. She think I'm freaking cheating. All I'm trying to do is leave money for, you know, for my family. And
You talking about what you mean we not stopping? We can't stop. Has my situation changed? When he said that, I was like, he is on it.
mm-hmm,
He's like, has my situation hasn't changed.
hasn't changed. Nothing's changed. Yep. And look right here. He's telling him he's a pathetic junkie, too stupid to understand and follow. And you know, it is kind of,
Proof.
it is, it's true. It's kind of messed up that he kind of has to beat him down like that, but it's frustrating because he is dealing with a junkie. And that's the one of the first things that he told him. No, we're not here to smoke it. We're not using it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
We're wholesale. That's all we're doing.
Yeah.
But this guy keeps on using it, this and that. Like,
Yeah,
you
he'll be
just,
using it with his customers, all of that.
yeah. It's
Like, come here,
so,
I want you to try this.
yeah.
No, I work.
So,
Come smoke with me. Look,
it's right. So now, you know, Jesse couldn't continue. He didn't even like land a blow or nothing like that. So now we have Walt, who takes Jesse inside his house and he gives him under half of the money. We saw him kind of like putting the money into two different piles, and then there was one little, you know, rubber band grip left, and he put it with his pile and put it back in the vent. And I'm like, that's right, shoo. He shouldn't have gave him half. He shouldn't have gave him nowhere near that money any freaking way. I don't understand it. I really don't, Moochie. Like, literally, all of that money. Remember that all that money that he had. Like, we already know. We talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
All the money that he had when he was trying to leave town, and then Tuco messed around and scoops him up. You know, he put all that money in a duffel bag, and now you think it's okay to come back and get Walt's money?
yeah,
And the
he's
fact
bugging.
that Walt gave it to him, it kind of really
He didn't
annoys
give him
me.
all of it.
No, he
Gave him a
didn't.
little bit.
Well,
And I
that's what I'm saying.
why? Because he don't have any place to live, and Walt don't even know his whole situation.
Right.
He knew, I need money. I need money. I need money.
Hmm.
So look, hopefully he do the right thing. I
You
don't
know,
I didn't see it.
Part of it too is that Walt probably gave him that because of the fact that he's seeing that this is a desperate junkie move, and he's not gonna, like, he's calling the house. He's like really breaking the boundaries. He's crossing the boundaries, right? He's
Yeah.
calling the house back to back, back to back. Now he pulling up.
There.
Yeah, now you pulling up to the house? Oh no. So now I kind of see that if he wasn't doing this, of course, Walt, I don't think Walt would have given him the money. Like he was saying, like, your problems are your problems. That's it. It's just that. Like, do you think I'm supposed to suffer for what you did? I gotta suffer for what you did. So, and he said that to him during the first phone call when his wife was leaving the house, and he was trying to act like they had, you know, oh no, our cable is fine, or AT&T, whatever it was, you know, like she wasn't buying that either, because it's there now. It's there to that point where no matter what you say, well, she's not believing anything at all. So it's a wrap for that. All right, before we get out of here, y'all, we're going to get to this final scene, y'all, where Skylar is out here smoking while
That lady
she's
was
pregnant. Yeah. And it made her stop for a minute. So, I mean, I guess this is what she's been doing the whole time. Every time she leaves, what is she doing? Like, is she smoking a whole pack? Is she smoking a whole pack
I
until
hope
she's
she
done?
not.
Because where you doing all
Like
that?
the only time she did that.
It's like, what are you doing though? What are you doing? That's my main thing. What are you doing? Anyway, that's how the episode went off, and she didn't care. She looked at this lady, looking at her. That lady kind of like shook her head, like Moochie said, like and she lit it up anyway, and just kind of like put her head back, like ooh, and she made it look like it was some weed, child. Like it was really doing something to her mind. Poor baby in the stomach.
That nicotine. That's what it was, that nicotine.
Yep. Exactly. Poor baby in the stomach, child. So that was that. So tell me overall what you thought about the episode before we get up out of here. Wait a minute. Let me say this real quick. This is another thing. I know she's stressed out and everything, but you're still a mother at the end of the day, and we got to care for the baby. The baby is already under a lot of stress because you're under a lot of stress. And so I just feel like certain things, I hope that she won't be being a hypocrite about. That's all I got to say. Because she was looking at Walt like, oh my gosh, you're smoking. Walt, you're smoking marijuana? Remember that?
It is, you out here smoking cigarettes.
And you're pregnant.
So,
yeah. All right. So it's a lot of, hypocrites in this freaking, in that family. So, yeah, tell me how you felt about the episode, Moochie, before we get up out of here.
I thought it was a good episode.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good episode. I want to see Jesse's come up now. Okay. We see him hit the bottom, so now I want to see him come up.
Mm-hmm. Do you think he's ever going to see Clovis again and try to show him that he's a man of his word and give him money?
I hope so. Cause just be like, look, I was in a bad way and he tried to work something out. I said I was going to give you the 2 like I said.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But, he was already on the phone trying to sell his stuff, so I don't feel bad if he don't pay him back.
Yeah, that's true, child. That's true. I mean, he could pay him what he owed him as far as, to keep the stuff there, but everything else, all that interest, no, not after you tried to sell my stuff, pal. And you knew, like I was telling you, that I don't got it right now, so no. All right, y'all. What you got going on, Moochie, for your channel, babes?
Come check. Oh, well, you check out my interview with a vampire. I'm going to try to get something together for this week to do episode 2 and 3. 2, not 3. And also tomorrow at 10:30, we're going to be doing Mayor Kingstown. We're going to be talking about the top moments because this new season starts this week. All right. And of course, The Shy.
The Shy, yes. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing The Shy. I am trying to put a panel together because nobody watches The Shy. I mean, I'm not going to say nobody watches The Shy. Pretty Girl doesn't watch The Shy. So, I know Moochie watched The Shy, but you've been doing some stuff. But I'm trying to see if my son...
Are you doing this Sunday like before?
Yeah, like with the scratching my head moments and stuff. Okay. So I'm trying to, I like to try to keep that that slot consistent. So Friday, moonlighting with Miss K, of course, for The Shy, 12 o'clock, midnight. But then Sunday, we're trying to be back here with the scratching my head moments, least favorite moments for The Shy. I'm trying to bring my baby boy on board to talk about it, and whoever else I can find if Moochie's available this Sunday, of course. But we'll see. Okay, guys, thank you so much for being here. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell so you know when I upload more videos like this one. Everybody that's in the chat, Rashonda, Mike, Conley, Derry B, thank you so much for being here, and hello when you catch the replay. Take care and be blessed. Bye.